Could President Trump be gifted an Air Force One presidential jet from Qatar? A couple of things to start. I am currently in a hotel in Newport, Rhode Island. I'm at a China conference at the Naval War College, meeting a lot of interesting people, including Sal from What's Going On with Shipping, who is way more famous than I am. Although, in fact, I'm tangentially famous because people are like, you know Sal? I go, wow, okay, I guess I'm not as much of a big deal as I thought. But I am flying back from the War College tomorrow with a lot of content gathered. And by the way, if you're flying somewhere, my new novel, The Last Republic, is some pretty good airport reading. Good beach reading, too. It was number 10 on Amazon's Techno-Thriller charts at least a couple of days ago, which is right under Blake Crouch, which is like, how did that happen, right? Audiobook coming out soon. It's basically a speculative novel, alternate history like Man in the High Castle, which imagines the prophet Brigham Young founded the nation of Deseret instead of the state of Utah, and what happens 170 years later when it slams into America. Check it out. So Air Force One isn't just a call sign, it's a symbol of American power and mobility. Since the 1940s, various aircraft have carried U.S. presidents, with the most iconic being VC-25A, a modified Boeing 747-200B introduced in 1990. These really are flying fortresses, and they're equipped with advanced communication systems, defensive measures, and they can even refuel in midair. And this kind of ensures that the president can operate securely from anywhere in the world. And right now, there's only 2 VC-25s, so having a third might not be a bad idea, if only to reduce the stress on the airframe and have another option available for when these planes are being maintained. Now, in 2015, the Air Force selected a Boeing 747-8 to replace this aging VC-25A fleet. So they aimed for delivery in 2024. But the project went off the rails. I mean, there were design changes, which it seems like that's the biggest thing plaguing the military right now. It's why we can't build a freaking frigate, right? They keep having design changes. There were supply chain issues. There's a need for specialized security clearances for the workers. It doesn't matter if you're a $30 an hour employee doing wiring harnesses. You need a security clearance to work on Air Force One. And it's not easy to find people who want to get that security clearance, because there's a lot of people who enjoy smoking marijuana in their off time, right?
How can you eat this stuff, man?
I love them. Don't you like these?
I told you not to buy it, man.
Oh, what'd you do that for, man? I would've ate it.
You never know what's in that stuff, man. It could be a dog or something.
And if you smoke marijuana, you can't hold a security clearance. So it's tough to find people who are willing to work on these things in the first place and meet the conditions of the background check to actually work on the jet. Now, as of right now, the first VC-25B isn't expected until 2027, which leaves a gap in this whole presidential fleet modernization plan. So now we kind of enter this Qatari 747, and this is a lavish aircraft featuring bedrooms and lounges and gold accents and all that. And well, it sounds like a ready-made solution. Transforming it into Air Force One isn't exactly straightforward. You know, the aircraft lacks essential features like secure communications, defensive countermeasures, electromagnetic pulse hardening for nuclear detonations. Now, this aircraft would fly the president around during a nuclear war, and it needs to be shielded against the kind of electromagnetic pulse that would fry the electronics of other jets. And also don't forget that Air Force One has to be able to refuel in midair. So retrofitting a plane that wasn't designed to refuel in midair to refuel in midair could cost a lot of money, and redesigning it really won't be that easy. So accepting this Qatari gift could be a massive, time-consuming, and costly endeavor that might not actually get finished in time to actually serve the current president. Now, just a little touch on the legal side, and I kind of avoid talking about stuff I don't know, but I actually did a little bit of research on this because I didn't know what an emolument was. Right? So the U.S. Constitution's emoluments clause prohibits federal officials from accepting gifts from foreign states without congressional approval. That's pretty understandable, right? You don't want your president just accepting bribes from other states that would put the United States in debt with that other state. And when I actually looked up what an emolument was, I was actually kind of surprised. An emolument is really just a salary or fee from officer employment. All right, and I guess it's just old style language. So while the Trump administration kind of argues that the plane is a gift to the Department of Defense and will eventually be part of the Trump Presidential Library, which there was a model of Air Force One that is at the Reagan Library. There are critics who raise concerns about the potential conflicts of interest. I don't know that much about that. It doesn't seem that great, but I can tell you that the national security risks of bringing on a civilian plane, trying to retrofit it, we don't know if there's any listening devices on that plane. We have to go over it literally inch by inch to the point where this plane might take just as long to retrofit this gifted plane as it would be to finish the planes that we're currently trying to build. So, while I'm not really capable about talking about the legal end of things, from the engineering side, yeah, this is a massive problem, and it might be a great deal to get a free jet and have a third in the fleet for when maintenance is being performed on these other jets. Sometimes there is a cost to free. So while the idea of accepting this luxurious aircraft as a sort of temporary Air Force One sounds like a pretty darn good deal, the practical aspects are really significant, and the job may not get done in time for the president to actually use the plane. All right, I have got to get to the Naval War College. I can't even believe I'm saying that. Hey, if you want to support the channel, go grab The Last Republic or my previous novel, The Wind Machine, or grab a t-shirt or hoodie from Bunker Branding. Thank you guys so much for watching.
It's me, Captain Bannon of the documentary Team Yankee. When I'm not kicking commie butts, I'm wearing t-shirts from Ryan McBeth, available at Bunker Branding. Knife hands, HIMARS, landmines, Patriot, and even my favorite, the TOW missile. Mushna, we want t-shirt too. Take a hike, commie. So come on down to Bunker Branding and take a stand for what's really important about America. Capitalism.